don't know what to say, just shout and roar. In the midst of confusion, when you don't know what to pray, and roar, and roar. When the stubborn challenge, and roar. When you don't know how to cry, and roar. People of God, you know, we didn't understand it. All through last year, God said error. We came in again this year, God said error. There's no other thing you're running with. You're going to run with my name, error.
Hallelujah. What God cannot do does not exist. We dey pray in the show. My name is Uche Victory from Abuja, Nigeria. I am here to return glory back to God for restoring the life of my baby. On the 13th of June, my baby woke up and I noticed he was having difficulty in breathing. He was having noisy breathing. I boiled water, massaged him, and gave him a hot bath. Then I administered some cold medications. And by afternoon that same day, I was in the kitchen when I heard him crying and struggling. Immediately I ran to where he was and met my baby almost passing out. I had to call for help, and with the help of friends, we were able to rush him to the hospital. On getting to the hospital, my doctor said, "Madam, this is not a case we can handle. We have to refer this baby. He's in a critical state and we can't handle this case here." Immediately we rushed to the referred hospital, which was FMC Jabi. On getting to FMC Jabi, he was merely placed on oxygen. Doctors came trying to ascertain what was wrong with him. They did tests, blood tests, checked him, a lot of things. He was still on oxygen, and so many assumptions, so many suspicions, so many things, until they said, okay, let's be sure. So we're going to be doing an x-ray. They are going to be doing an x-ray to check if there's any foreign object in his body that is maybe obstructing an airflow. They were asking me if he swallowed anything. I said nothing. Asked me so many questions. I said nothing was wrong. He was fine. The previous day just woke up like that. And they said, okay, we'll have to do an x-ray to check if there's anything obstructing his airway. And I said, okay, fine. At about 1 a.m., they said, okay, they are ready. They removed him from the oxygen he was on to a mobile oxygen, carried him. We went outside the hospital. I followed them. A nurse was holding him. On getting outside, I saw an ambulance. They said, we are going inside this ambulance. I said, for what? They said, yes. Well, they have to go with him, a team of doctors, myself, a nurse, so that in case of incasity. Then and there, I knelt down on the ground and started rebuking the spirit of death. I remember a prayer Papa prayed. I said we should touch the ground and declare, "O earth, you shall not receive my body or the body of my loved ones until I say so." I was declaring that prayer over the life of my son. I knelt down, I touched the floor, and I started declaring, "O earth, you shall not receive the body of my son." I called his name until I say so. I prayed that prayer, anointed the ambulance. We entered and we left to the hospital. On getting to the hospital, we did the x-ray, and by about 3 a.m. to 4, we were already on our way back. On getting to FMC Jabi, he was in a very critical state. They said they have to transfer him to the ICU, that's intensive care unit. On getting there, they asked me to stay outside. They admitted him there. 8 months old, going through all those. It wasn't easy. Me myself, I was imagining myself, well, my baby had to go through all of that, but I was so worried. I kept praying and asking God to intervene on his behalf. And this kept going. He was struggling. I was helpless. I just had to start crying. I said, God, I don't care to know what the doctors are saying about the case of my son. I don't want to know. God, please intervene on behalf of my son. I kept crying and calling on to God. And that same day, which was on Saturday, my mom came, and she came for visitation. By 4 p.m. they said she was only allowed to spend 30 minutes. While we were there, because of all the running around the previous day, which was on Friday, I wasn't able to join the live. So she said, okay, let's watch the previous live stream. So we checked on YouTube, and we were following, and it got to a place where Papa was praying. He's any spirit of fibroid, cancer, the case is reversed. Though it wasn't related to my baby's case, but I tapped in, I keyed into it, and I started calling. I couldn't even pronounce the name of what they say was wrong. Only the doctors can pronounce. I couldn't pronounce. I just said, God, the case of my son has been reversed with faith, and prayed. Even when Papa said we should put a mantle, that was the hanky on our head. There was no hanky around. I took a small towel and placed on my baby head. We prayed, and my mom left. On Sunday morning, The doctors came in for their normal check and what's it called, round check and all of that, and they checked him and noticed that his heart was beating well. He was no more breathing. He was breathing very well. The doctors told the assistant, they removed that oxygen. Let's see if this boy can breathe well without the oxygen. They removed the oxygen. My baby was breathing well. Like, as compared to when we came, my baby was breathing well. Oh, Jesus, Papa, people of God, my baby was breathing well. They removed all the life support. They removed everything. My baby was fine. My baby was okay. I jumped with joy. I started thanking God. My baby was okay. My baby smiled. They said, Madam, you can feed him or give him whatever food he eats. Immediately I carried my baby with joy. I breastfed my baby. He ate. He was happy. He was dancing. He was joy. I don't even know. I have come to return glory unto God for saving the life of my baby. He is now sound, healthy. The next day we were discharged and asked to go home, that he's now fine. I have come to return glory unto this great God for interfering in the life of my baby and reversing his case. If I don't come to give this testimony, then I am ungrateful.
And as we video celebrate our God, celebrate, celebrate.